Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to talk about something that's often overlooked but always powerful, the difference between being loud and being heard. In a world that seems to spin faster with every passing day, there's an unspoken pressure to be heard, to shout louder, to claim our place among the noise. We're taught that success means standing out, that the loudest voices are the ones that get the attention, the accolades, the recognition. But beneath all the clamoring for attention lies a power that's often misunderstood, yet never fails to make its mark silence. In a room full of voices competing for dominance, it is the one who can sit back and listen who truly commands respect. This person doesn't need to overpower the conversation. They allow others to reveal themselves, to show their intentions, while they in turn observe, absorb, and understand. Silence isn't about weakness or retreat, far from it. Silence is restraint, the disciplined choice to listen when everyone else is talking, to understand the pulse of a situation before deciding to contribute. And when that contribution does come, it resonates. It cuts through the noise, reaching people because it comes from a place of careful consideration, not impulsive reaction. There is a profound strength in knowing when to hold back, when to keep your thoughts to yourself until they're fully formed, purposeful, and powerful. People who understand the value of silence are often the ones who leave the greatest impact, even if they're rarely the center of attention. They don't need to fill every silence with words because their presence speaks for itself. They've learned to be at ease in the quiet moments, comfortable with letting others dominate the floor. But make no mistake, this restraint is not born out of fear or hesitation. It comes from confidence, the quiet knowledge that they don't need to prove themselves to anyone. Silence for them is a tool. It's a way of taking stock of a situation, of letting others reveal who they are, of understanding the dynamics of a room without jumping to impose themselves on it. And when they finally choose to speak, people listen. The strength of their words is amplified by the silence that came before. Their voice doesn't need to be loud because the depth of their message cuts through on its own. True power lies not in volume, but in timing. Knowing when to speak and when to listen is a sign of wisdom, of experience, and of a deep inner strength that doesn't rely on the approval of others. In a world fueled by self-promotion, where everyone seems to be chasing the spotlight, it's easy to think that loudness equates to greatness. Social media feeds us a steady diet of highlight reels, people boasting about their achievements, their latest moves, their greatest accomplishments. The louder the voice, the brighter the glare, the more attention it draws. But while hype may draw a crowd, it's humility that builds a legacy. Real impact doesn't need a megaphone. It comes from the quiet confidence of those who let their actions speak louder than their words. Humility is a quality that transcends the need for applause or validation. People who practice it know their worth without needing to broadcast it. They understand that true strength lies not in telling the world how great they are, but in showing it through their work, their dedication, and their resilience. They're not focused on claiming credit. They're focused on creating something that matters, something that will endure beyond the immediate applause. When you're humble, you're able to see the bigger picture. You're not confined by the limitations of your own ego. You can step back, let others shine, and be grateful for the role you play, knowing that the impact is what truly counts. Quiet confidence is a powerful thing. It's not rooted in arrogance or in the need to dominate a conversation, but in a deep-seated belief in one's abilities and purpose. Those who embody humility are comfortable in their own skin. They don't need the external noise to feel validated. They know that the work they're doing is what matters. Instead of constantly drawing attention to themselves, they let their work, their integrity, and their principles do the talking. Humility opens doors that hype can never reach. It creates space for others, fosters respect, and cultivates trust. People are drawn to leaders who aren't constantly seeking the spotlight, leaders who focus on lifting others up and working together to achieve something meaningful. The quiet strength of humility inspires others to believe in something greater than just one individual. It creates a sense of unity, of shared purpose. Because it's not about any one person's ego. It's about the bigger mission, the shared vision. While hype is temporary, humility is lasting. Those who live humbly may not be the first to be noticed, but they're the ones who leave a lasting impact. When all the noise fades away, it's humility that resonates, that sticks in the minds and hearts of people. It reminds us that real greatness doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It's built over time, one quiet, purposeful action at a time. In the end, the strongest impacts come not from those who chase applause, but from those who quietly, humbly, and confidently go about the business of making a difference. In an age where style often overshadows substance, it's easy to be swept up in the allure of flashy presentations and quick sound bites. People are drawn to the confident, the loud, the ones who seem to carry a magnetism in their delivery. But as compelling as style can be, it rarely endures beyond the moment. Words, no matter how well crafted or passionately delivered, can easily fade. What remains is the substance, the authenticity, and integrity behind those words. This is what leaves a lasting impression and speaks volumes even when there's no fanfare. Substance is what separates empty talk from meaningful action. You can talk a big game and you can turn heads with grandiose statements, but ultimately people remember what you do. True character reveals itself over time in the decisions made when no one is watching, and in the quiet, often unnoticed actions that reflect genuine intentions. Integrity cannot be faked, and it doesn't need an audience. It shows up in consistent behavior, in respect for others, in staying true to principles no matter the circumstances. These are the actions that speak louder than any boast or show of bravado. They create a reputation that doesn't require constant reinforcement because it's grounded in something real and lasting. In this world of constant noise, substance is rare and therefore powerful. It doesn't need to compete for attention. It draws people in with authenticity and depth. Style might catch someone's eye for a moment, but substance is what captures hearts and earns respect over a lifetime. When you focus on what truly matters, on building something solid and meaningful rather than just on making a temporary impression, you lay a foundation that withstands criticism, time, and trends. There's a quiet strength in substance that doesn't need to be flaunted. It's like the roots of a tree, hidden, silent, but the very foundation that holds everything together. A person with substance doesn't need to tell others what they're about because it's clear through their actions. They're driven not by the need for validation, but by a commitment to something greater than themselves. They understand that real impact is made in the consistency of their character, in the way they treat others, and in the trust they build. When style fades, substance is what remains. Words may make promises, but integrity fulfills them. Style might garner attention, but substance earns loyalty. And while style might leave a momentary impression, substance creates a legacy. In the end, it's what we do quietly with humility and dedication that speaks the loudest. Actions rooted in integrity carry a weight that words alone can never match, because they reveal who we truly are and leave an imprint that endures long after the noise fades away. Leadership is often seen as synonymous with charisma and confidence, with the power to captivate an audience or to rally a team. But beneath these visible qualities lies something more subtle and often more impactful: the ability to listen. True leaders aren't defined by how much they say or how effectively they command a room. Instead, they're defined by their capacity to listen deeply, to understand the needs and perspectives of others, and to make informed, thoughtful decisions that consider the collective good. Listening is, in many ways, the foundation of real leadership. When leaders listen, they create a space for others to contribute, fostering an environment of trust and respect. Listening is not passive, it's an active engagement that requires humility and openness, a willingness to set aside one's own ego and truly hear what others have to say. This is not only about hearing words, it's about understanding concerns, recognizing motivations, and valuing each individual's unique perspective. Leaders who listen earn the respect of their team because they show that they value the input of others, that they don't see themselves as all-knowing, but rather as open-minded guides who see strength in collaboration. Listening also leads to learning, and learning fosters wisdom. Leaders who listen can see things from angles they might have missed, gaining insights that allow them to make more informed and balanced decisions. Rather than rushing to conclusions or acting based on assumptions, they take time to consider multiple perspectives, learning from others' experiences and knowledge. This approach often leads to better outcomes because decisions are made with a broader understanding and a greater sensitivity to the real issues at hand. Moreover, listening as a form of leadership creates empowerment. When team members feel heard, they are more likely to engage fully and give their best effort, knowing that their voices matter. This sense of empowerment builds loyalty and motivates individuals to step up, knowing they are part of a team where they are valued. Leaders who listen inspire others to trust in their vision because it's clear that they have considered everyone's perspectives before setting the direction. Ultimately, leadership rooted in listening goes beyond simply managing people or tasks. It involves building relationships, fostering collaboration, and cultivating a sense of shared purpose. Leaders who listen earn respect not through authority or position, but through their authenticity, their empathy, and their commitment to acting in the best interest of those they lead. Listening may not be as glamorous as giving an inspiring speech, but it lays the groundwork for actions that resonate deeply and sustainably. In closing, let us remember that true strength doesn't come from the volume of our voices, but from the depth of our actions. It's not the loudest one in the room who holds the most power. It's the one who knows the value of silence, who acts with humility, who speaks with substance, and most importantly, who listens with a genuine heart. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs more people of quiet confidence, of integrity, and of compassion. Each of us has the ability to lead not by competing for attention, but by building trust, respecting others, and living by example. So let's strive to be the ones who don't just shout to be heard, but whose impact speaks for itself. Let us lead with wisdom, with humility, and with the courage to stand firm in our principles. Thank you. So tonight, I challenge you all, find your strength in silence. Embrace humility. Value substance over style, and let your actions speak. Because in the end, the loudest one in the room might just be the one who never had to raise their voice at all. Thank you.